Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere.
Just a city boy.
Ooh.
Born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere.
I guess they met up with all that bass in your voice.
Oh, yeah, he did, yeah. Huh?
Don't stop.
Girl, I can't hit all that stuff up there.
He does have a high voice, don't
Whoa. Shh, girl, please.
he? Whoa. Okay, that's enough. Stay tuned for another edition of the Prisonworld Radio Hour.
Prison World, the Prison World show is coming show. Prison World, it's coming on show, and we gon' have some fun. Prison World, the Prison World show is coming show. Prison World, it's coming on show, and we gon' have some fun.
Yeah, we always have some fun over here. Welcome to all of our global listeners around the world.
Gotta hit that note
to
on.
another edition of the Prisonworld Radio Hour. We hope we haven't blown your ears.
Oh, you done
away.
blew something
We haven't
up in
blown
here.
out any eardrums.
Bet
with
I
that,
had messed up this equipment
we
around
already
here.
know somebody looking at the radio like, what the?
I'm looking at it like
I am your host, Jenny Tripper, and you guys have to excuse me because I will try it. I will go there. This is my not so
I don't
diva
see
moment.
why.
I don't get to sing on big stages and different things like that, but I do get to sing.
I do see why that.
And I do get to sing in the small studio behind the mic, just playing around with my husband and stuff like that.
You in front of the mic. If you want to be behind the mic, just let me know.
Yeah.
I can put you behind the mic now.
Attached to my hip is the comedian.
I ain't no comedian.
Ismail.
That's the for real person up in here.
Who's also a true believer over here in me being able to get these notes. Maybe I should try it again.
Who believe?
Maybe I should try it again. I try it again?
What's the news of the day? I think we got some news for the day or something.
That wasn't it? Whoa.
What's that girl, Nancy? Where Nancy at?
Oh, my goodness.
Put her on.
Okay. I was just a small town girl, right? Just a small town girl. Grew up in Saginaw.
I thought you was in Detroit.
I was born in Detroit, but I was raised in Saginaw. Yeah.
Well, that don't give you no right to sing the song.
I was just a little girl from a small town that dared to dream. That's my little motto that I have and that I put out on. I put it out on social media a lot because so much has happened to us, and it just all seemed like it was all a dream.
I don't be dreaming.
It was all a dream. Dreams can take you places.
I don't dream.
I dream big. I do. I dream big. Sometimes my dreams.
I just do what it do.
Sometimes my dreams scare you. They're so big. My
no
dreams
dreams scare
you.
me. I just live in reality.
Because you be like, girl. How we gonna do that?
I live in reality.
How we gonna do that? And
reality, reality, whichever one you want.
Even you said about this radio show when we first started, like, I can't do no radio show.
No, I said I wasn't doing no radio show.
Yeah, you said that.
I just happened to be trying to help you out.
Right. So I said you come in as my co-host and my engineer.
I didn't want to be no co-host.
All the technology and what to do and all that stuff. I said, let me handle the mic. I'll rock the mic.
Well, why am I rocking something? I need to be rocking on back somewhere then.
And 8 years later, 8 years later, we're still screaming. Don't stop
screaming.
Believing.
Yeah, you was
Streaming. Don't stop believing.
Oh, thought you said screaming.
I think you be like that a lot to a lot of my dreams. Like, dreaming can be healthy. It can be an outlet for creativity because a lot of times, when I wake up, when I remember the dream, I'll bounce it off of you.
Dreaming can be a crash course in reality too.
Well, that's the thing. There's checks and balances to it, and I think you balance or check me, on my dreams.
Well, I must ain't got no checkmate yet.
No, you ain't got the checkmate yet.
Checkmate.
Because dreams do come true. What is that Disney song? Where dreams do come true, whatever that is, or whatever. Okay. But anyway, just think about a vision board. How a lot of people put their dreams out on a vision board. We do vision board parties for couples. We've done some for couples, and we also do them for inmates. And they're filled with their dreams. You put your dreams out, and you work towards them to make them become reality.
We need to do a reality board.
This is our reality. This is our
I'm
reality.
talking about, you said we do dream boards.
Yeah.
I want to do a reality board.
This is our reality.
I want to see what other people's reality is.
We know what their reality is.
No.
We know what
Them
their
boards
reality
be filled with dreams.
The dreams are hopes of what you want to do.
I don't mind the dreams.
Of what you
I'm
want
saying
to come.
You still got to live in some type of reality
We
with
do,
them
and
dreams.
that's why
I ain't talking about us.
That's why we do that.
I'm going to live in reality.
We do it every year where we put it out, but we also write like a quarterly list of what we want to accomplish. Because a lot of times time just comes at you fast.
As long as it's a reality list.
Sometimes money is short. And things can't happen the way
Money's
that
short all the time.
You hope that money's short for who?
Unless you,
Money's short for who?
Money's short for me. Unless
it better
I ain't
not
got,
be. I must be.
I ain't got no Beyonce or Jay-Z money.
Who says you need to have?
I ain't
that
got no
type of
Oprah money.
Who says you need to have that type of money to make your dreams come true?
You have to have long money.
Maybe your dream is not, and you definitely know my dream is not way out there like that.
Well, can your dream be to shop less? I had a dream that you shop less.
No, that was a nightmare.
That was a dream.
That was a nightmare. That was
the coolest dream I ever had.
No, that was a nightmare, my brother. Okay, so in this Black Muslimah Activist series, all of these sisters started with a dream. We were talking about dreams, and all of these sisters started with a dream to change something. Maybe it was a dream to change their neighborhood or to change how people were being treated.
Maybe they wanted to change their phone number.
Or maybe they wanted to just change the political climate or change the world. Maybe they thought they was just crazy enough to change the world. And some people who think that they can't, one person, can actually change the world. We can change the world.
That the one?
Yeah. All we need is something of the universe, something, whatever. Okay. Like I said, dreams can be huge, and you can start out doing something very small, and it can actually be life changing. I'm going to take our radio show.
Anytime you do something that can help somebody or people, can definitely be life changing for you and them.
For you and them.
So I'm all for that. That's why these women is all that to me.
I'm going to take this radio show. I'm going to take our radio show, for instance. It started out as something very, very small. We had to catch our groove. You know what I'm saying? Just get into groove of things. We didn't know if anybody was listening. We didn't know if nobody was out there. It's like, is this thing on? Hello.
I don't know nothing about no gangster groove.
Is this thing on? Then we started getting feedback from people. Over the years, we've even gotten feedback from celebrities. People that have come across our radio show. And now, since we have analytics, we're able to track it a little bit better. And I think I'm going to share with you guys, maybe over the next couple shows, the actual countdown of countries. I've done it before, but we have an update. And the actual countdown of countries of people that are actually listening to our show. It is something to say, oh, we got a listener. We got a lot of listeners. But we can bring the receipts. You know what I'm saying? So when people can show you.
Why we got to have receipts?
Because a lot of people talk a lot.
I ain't got to show nobody nothing.
Yeah, we don't have to.
Believe me if you won't. Don't believe me if you don't.
We don't have to, but it's good to have that proof. And as Muslims, it's always you bring your proof.
But I do know some people who said they had a lot of people checking them out, and
they had what, like
30, that just wasn't the case.
Like 37.
I would tell the truth. If I had 2 people listening, I'd tell you I got 2 people listening to me.
Two loyal people.
Y'all 2 that's out there listening right now. Our agenda for today is, I guarantee you, ain't nothing for me to be lying about.
And you tell them 2 people to tweet too. Tweet this out.
Hey, I'll tell them 2 people to hold on. I'll be right back.
We can bring our receipts. It's definitely more than 2. And it's definitely more than 37, So alhamdulillah, we have an audience, we have a voice. And our guest today, Nancy Abdul-Shakur, started out doing something small for her community, and now she's helping on an organizational level. The staying in the game. It's all about staying in the game, staying in the struggle to see where it leads. You see it through to see where it leads, and not getting upset because you're not getting recognized, for doing the work. There's so many people out here who actually don't get recognized for anything, don't get accolades for anything, and
doing it for the wrong reason.
Right. And they're doing things on a scale that they will never receive any recognition, but it is their life work. And that life work ripples. It has a ripple effect for decades or for centuries to come.
Or just have what you mean? What they doing?
Yes.
But I mean, you should just be doing. I just want reward in hereafter.
And they do it because it's your passion. A lot of times you wake up every day to do something that you really don't get paid a lot to do. You get paid a lot of money.
How about you get paid nothing to do it?
When you get paid nothing to do
Zero, nada.
You do it because it's your passion. You do it because it's your dream. And you do it from the heart. And you just put a Nike swoosh on your head and you just do it.
Every now and then they take you to IHOP or something.
Or buy you a bag of cherries because you know how expensive those are, okay? So we've been doing this for 8 years now, this broadcasting thing that is. And we do it for the culture because we need a voice for us and our culture.
That's about it.
And we do...
I'm saying it's my voice. I'm saying I just want to say what I want to say so people would know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh, jeez. We do it for the legacy, and we do it. We just do it.
I do it to hope that somebody gets something out of what I'm saying, and I can get some reward for it in the hereafter. That's what I do it for.
Episode 5 of our Black Muslimah Activists series. Let's go, y'all.
Assalamualaikum, this is Nancy Abdul-Shakur from Oakland, California, and you're listening to the Prisonworld Radio Network.
Hey, everybody, this is your girl, Liddell, and you are listening to Prisonworld Radio Network. It's gonna be alright. This life was God-given. I sweated this hard living, ducking bars and graveyards with a point guard pivot. Called a menace by the law when the charge is pending. Innocent and proven guilty, man, it's all a gimmick. They all pretended, dog. Look at my scars, I live it. What goes around comes around. That's the laws of physics. Try hard to forget it. My past, trying to get past that. But my dreams and nightmares seem to bring the past back in my life. I'd have been harassed and laughed at, patted down, asked questions, followed the blast at. I just asked that my son don't struggle the same thing. Cause the slums start the hunger, lead us to strange things. I'm trying to maintain. The haters hate when you humble. Till you punch them in their face, pull out the eighth and they running. Yeah, they talk slick, but then they constantly follow. I'm out here living for the moment. I ain't promised tomorrow. Do this for my daughter, never made it, died in the womb. Dedicated to the streets, I live the life of a goon. I'm just hoping my prayers made it through the sky to the moon. Riding out to the day my body live with a tune.
You just heard Rob, North Carolinian rappers Young Twerk and BG. To learn more about the organization that is saving at-risk youth, visit us online at www.reachingoutbeyondbars.org.
All right. During this segment, this is normally for, if we were doing a normal show, it would be our Prison World News segment. But since this isn't a normal show, it's our Black Muslimah Activist series.
I think they got that on the last couple of times.
Well, maybe they didn't listen to the last couple times.
Oh, they heard
This could be their very first time listening to us. Their very first time.
I think you just like saying it.
So we normally take this time to talk about prison issues, what's going on in the headlines, hot news, like the stuff going on over in London, like the cop that was just acquitted for Philando Castile, like the Cosby trial. That's the type of headlines and everything that we normally talk about.
No justice for us
In this segment right here. But we're going to take some liberties, and we're going to use this segment to talk about those myths and misunderstandings about African American Muslims or Muslims in general. So we've already covered a few in our past first 4 shows. You guys might want to, hit iTunes and go back and hit the rewind, or you can find it on our blog. You can hit our 24/7 stream and check it out, the shows that you missed. But this particular one, we're going to talk about, how about the one, how long you been Muslim? How long you been, listen to that now, the subject and verb agreement here. How long you been a Muslim? To me, that's almost like, how long you been an alien. The perception that all black folks are supposed to be Christian is an American misconception, and part of that problem is from not being taught in school.
How can you misconceive that? Around the world, it's black people.
It's a huge misconception. A huge misconception. And depending on what circles you go into, it's commonly asked.
Well, don't get me wrong. I mean, I think growing up, it was automatically insinuated that you were some type of Christian.
Exactly, and that everybody celebrated Christmas. That's in Easter. And I feel that part of that problem is taught the public schools, the public school system, and that they're not teaching that the slaves that were brought over here, or as Ben Carson would say, migrated here on the Love Boat or on a Carnival cruise ship.
I'd like to see how he would have migrated.
Were Muslim, that they were Muslim. And as a matter of fact, I don't think they like to talk about Islam at all, besides for maybe a small paragraph in social studies, because that's pretty much all we got. That's all our children got.
They know that them Africans was coming over here saying it wasn't but one God.
Right.
They know.
Well, they mention it. Allah's mentioned in Roots. So
it's mentioned in that museum they just built.
And I think a lot of black folks, if they knew the history of our people, then there would be less questions like that. What if we were to ask them, what if we were to flip it and to ask them, well, how long you been a Christian?
They tried to get rid of this history thing.
And when Islam becomes the prominent religion, the dominant religion, which is not going to be long, folks, it's not going to be long. That will be the question.
It's because it's the truth.
That will be the question. How long you been a Christian? And see, that right there might start an argument just for asking that question.
I don't see. Anywho.
And it might shut the family reunion down.
Well, it's a lot of things shut the family reunion down. When Uncle bring his girlfriend to the reunion.
It would be World War III.
And his wife sitting over there in the corner.
Oh, goodness. It will be World War III. But, if you don't ask, then maybe you need to ask a Muslim. Okay, ask somebody who knows. But just in case you need to know how to ask and learn how to ask, don't ask them how long they've been a Muslim, because that seems like they're alienated.
Well, you know what they should be asking? How long was y'all going to keep this, try to keep this religion away from everybody?
Yeah, or ask them.
Ask them that.
Ask them, when did you come to your senses? When did you discover the truth? Ask them that. When
did you see past all the baloney that I've been feeding you all these years?
Right. How long has that been?
Huh?
Anywho.
Tell me something here.
Anywho, coming up on the other side of the break, Nancy Abdul-Shakur. Ho, what you got? We'll be right back. Check out the latest books from Freebird Publishers for your incarcerated loved one.
You're listening to the Prisonworld Acapella Radio Hour.
All right, we are back. And doing this series on Black Muslimah activists, we just couldn't leave out some of our brown sisters who are doing the darn thing as well. Because at the end of the day, we are all connected. We are all in this thing together. This sister coming up is a great connector. She organizes for the youth and community. She connects the brown with the black, the black, the brown, the yellow, and how's that go?
Did she connect the red dots?
The yellow.
Connect folk got red dots on it now.
Okay, she's a generator of conversation about race, where you may have seen her on the PBS special, The Talk, Race in America, and she is guilty. She's guilty, y'all, of having that Muslimah swag, okay? I'm talking about...
Do you get a sentence for having that?
She might. I'm talking about Sister Nancy Abdul-Shakur, and I would say it to y'all in Spanish, but I can't. So, Assalamu alaikum, sis. How are you doing?
Walaikum salam. Thank you guys for having me. I guess if you want to say it in Spanish, La paz esté contigo y con ustedes.
Oh, see, she's showing out.
I
don't know what that is. Whatever she just said.
Peace unto you.
whatever she just said. Okay. Tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and some things that I may have left off the resume.
Oh, well, so yes, I am a Latina Muslimah. My name is Nancy Abdul-Shakur. I was born and raised in San Francisco, California. I converted to Islam in my early 20s. And my entire life I was raised a Catholic. Everything in my household was surrounded by culturally anything that had to do with Catholicism. So I grew up going to the Catholic Church. I did catechism, all of that. And as I was starting to be sound of reason and I started to understand the world around me a little better, I had a lot of questions about my faith that I was blindly following and mainly just practicing culturally. And Islam came into my life pretty early on. I would say I was about a 13-year-old. And it always intrigued me. And in my early 20s, I converted to Islam. And I've been practicing ever since. And been a practicing hijabi for just about as long as well. But yeah, so I am half Salvadorian and half Mexican, so I like to say that it's best of both worlds. The food is great on both ends, so I bring a little bit of that flavor into everything that I do, including how I am viewed as a Muslim. Oftentimes I find myself struggling I always try to put forth, oh yeah, I speak Spanish, and yes, I'm Mexican, and always trying to remind people that a Muslim woman is not always from the Middle East or is not always Egyptian or anything like that. So I try to always speak up for myself on that level and for my Latina sisters out there.
I know that's right. Okay. Well, things are trying to change. We are in this wonderful, what we call the 21st century, and everybody's always trying to change the definition of things. And we have this wonderful word called activism, and people are trying to change the definition of it. We know what it is because we old school. We know what it means to us. But what does activism mean to you?
Well, activism in my life, it has been significant. I actually started organizing as a youth in my community in San Francisco. I was about 14 when I first joined a nonprofit organization that was about bringing in awareness around social and environmental justice issues in the neighborhood. So organizing for me has been a part of my life since I was a teenager. So I originally joined a nonprofit organization that was empowering young people in my neighborhood to deal with social and environmental justice issues that were plaguing our community. So for me, being an activist or activism is about seeing an injustice and doing everything in your power to dismantle whatever is causing that injustice that's happening around you. So activism is something that has been very present in my life for a very long time. And I continue to do a lot of work around activism and teaching other young people.
We are empowered. We are empowered in a lot of ways to do things when we have that, like, in our spirit, in our souls, in ourselves. We are empowered to do a lot of things. And I've spoken with a lot of the sisters, and this is definitely one of the things that I want to bring out is the struggles that we have as a Black Muslim female. That trifecta alone is something that on any given day, can just mess with your soul. It could just, irk your soul. So tell us about the struggles that you have had as a Black Muslim female.
So for me, when you reached out to me, Jenny, and you said I would like for you to be part of this series, this talk series, and the title was Black Muslimah Activists. I immediately started to get, I felt a little apprehension, and not in a negative way, but in a way where, okay, I am a Latina woman who happens to practice Islam. And I know so many African-American Muslim women in my community that are doing so many different things to uplift themselves, to uplift their community. I felt a little unworthy. Like, oh my God, I can give you a name of a sister that's doing a lot of work in the community. But I also understood that you wanted to highlight the work that a lot of us Muslim women are doing to uplift each other. And for me, I think my perspective coming from a Latina woman who practices Islam and watching my Black sisters deal with a lot of the repercussions of what the society pushes on them has been a painful experience for me to watch as an outsider, right?
But sis, but sis, no, I don't care what nobody say. Mexicans is black. Y'all go through the same things. The struggles that we used to have, I see y'all going through the same thing. Although we still going through the struggle. Nah, y'all black. You think you ain't black, be on the street with me, and something happened with the po-po.
Right, and even under this new president, y'all are more black than we being black.
We ain't even black no more, y'all.
Right, we didn't took a back seat to the blackness, So we definitely have that.
But we want everybody included because when they show us on TV, it's everything from the Middle East. So we got all kind of Muslims with all kind of colors up in here. That's what we want people to understand.
Right. And you weren't the only one that definitely wanted to throw out some names about some other people. Okay. I understand that. We understand there's a lot of us. Okay. But this is baby steps.
Oh, yeah.
This is baby steps in
and for them black women who might be offended because we got some girl, y'all better think about it. Y'all better think about what I'm trying to say here.
So, you actually are pointing in a direction that I was going to speak on, is that for me, the political climate now is pushing for us to come together and to really start understanding that it doesn't matter. I mean, it matters what the color of your skin is, right? But it matters that we really understand that many of the issues that are plaguing our community, that are plaguing the women in this country, women of color in particular, are almost one and the same. Maybe that we're experiencing them a little differently because of, Latina women are struggling with patriarchal societies where it's very difficult for us in our communities, and being someone who was raised by a single mother, for us to speak for ourselves. We're taught oftentimes to speak behind the man, or to always look to the man to speak for us. So for me, and the time that we are in now with Trump being in the position that he is in, and for the things that he is saying, I feel that women of color and Muslim women of color in particular are becoming bigger targets in this society, and we need to understand that we can't really do anything to fix any of the issues that are happening in this society if we don't recognize each other, and if we don't start uplifting each other and understanding that many of the struggles that we are dealing with today are connected. Intersectionality is a huge thing for me. My family is a blend of cultures. My husband's African American, grew up in the hood, East Oakland,
the hood.
California. He's from the hood, and his family struggled with, the same issues that the hood suffers from, and so he came out of that. My family, I lived in Mexico from when I was a little girl. I was there for about 7 years. So my formative years, I grew up very Mexican in a poor neighborhood. My father coming in and out of jail. When we moved back into this country, my father was on drugs. My husband's mother was on drugs. So I just, the intersectionality in our lives is what helps us be better people, and to work together for a better cause. And our son is a blend of all of that, so that Amir and I talk a lot about, we want Zaire to be the better version of us, and what better way to do that than to teach him that in this world, it doesn't matter what your skin tone looks like within your own kind, right? Within people of color, is that we are all struggling together, and we must help each other. It doesn't matter if you speak a different language, or you are from Oakland, I'm from San Francisco. Those things don't matter.
So why do you think that why do you think that our voice is constantly being left out of the narrative?
In Islam or in general?
In society.
Yeah, in in everything, the Black Muslim female, we're constantly being left out. We're left out of the struggle. We're left out of the solution. We're left out of everything.
Well, this is my personal opinion, but my experience has been that when we convert to Islam, even I had issues with this. When I converted to Islam, I thought my idea of what a Muslim woman was very Arab-centered. You dress like an Arab, you start picking up accents like an Arab, like that's the epitome of what a Muslim is supposed to be like. And I feel that it's the same thing for men, especially men of color coming into Islam, is that you start picking up Arab culture as part of your new Islamic identity. And that's really the only reason that is happening, is because most of us are still struggling to connect to our own cultural ancestry. So for us, like if we don't have, for me in particular, if I didn't have the solid cultural foundation that my mother gave me, I think it would have been a lot more difficult for me to, I would have felt isolated coming into Islam.
Well, I wish I would have picked up Arabic.
Wow, I wish that would have just automatically
flowed off my tongue. And if
exactly. But wow, she just kept that real, and I think I'm gonna need a drink after that. So,
what kind of drink you need?
I need some water.
Oh, okay.
I need to cool that off.
Can't be having that other type of drink up in here.
Yeah, so we're gonna pause right here for a minute so I can go get me some water to wash.
You need some medicine. You don't need no drink.
She just gave me something straight. No
you
chaser.
Need to be medicated.
Straight, no chaser. And we're gonna take a pause, guys. Hold what you got. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Prison World Acapella Radio Hour.
I'm Sally, a volunteer at United Way. I'm asking people around the neighborhood what they think this place needs. Excuse me. Hi. What do you think this place needs?
I'd like to see more parking.
More playgrounds.
Free movies.
That's easy. Better restaurants.
And you, what do you think this place needs?
This place? Oh, more ice cream trucks.
Okay. How about you?
Wi-Fi everywhere?
I was thinking more money in the pockets of local families come tax time.
Can I change my answer?
I was just kidding about the ice cream.
Oh, that's way better.
Now that you mention it.
When it comes to getting better tax refunds into the hands of local families, what this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org. Because great things happen when we live united. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
All right, we are back. Whoosh, I had to switch that around a bit. Okay. She just
switch what?
She just came all the way from Egypt or something with that one.
Did you take your medication while you was gone?
Some water. Okay, had to cool it off. All right, we are back talking with Sister Nancy Abdul-Shakur, and it's one of our brown sisters in the struggle. We are talking about the things that we go through as Black Muslimah females. So tell us, Nancy, because you mentioned certain people that I selected, and I did that for a certain reason, for the message. And, with Muslims, a lot of things is about prominence in Muslim societies, people that are prominent. So do you think that being prominent is enough? Is that enough to get our message across?
No. Because being prominent can be perceived as it's a broad brushstroke. So prominent can mean, the louder you dress, the bigger your turban, or, the brighter your clothes. I feel like it's a little bit more than being prominent. I think that if we are tactical in how we work together, if we are compassionate enough to be able to work together and hear each other, then and only then can we really become a prominent voice. Because prominent to me could mean visually being more prominent. We show out in numbers, which is that has happened. But to me, prominent means that it's your voice that's being heard. It's standing out outside of the norm. So for me, if we don't
I got you. I totally understand that. And, prominence back in when you talk about the African American struggle and those who were prominent back in the day in bringing the message out, of course, we have to go to Malcolm X. And he was definitely prominent, but he was also so much more.
Oh, he got it done.
Yeah, because of what he did and what he said, it brought him prominence. So how has his legacy helped or failed the Black community?
I don't think it has. But he is a personal hero of mine. Actually, when I was in high school, I read his book like 5 times, and I just remember saying to myself, I was about 14 when I read it the first time, and then I read it again at like 15, and I read it again at 16. I remember right before I became Muslim, I read it again, and he has always been kind of my a voice in the back of my head, like always, like bringing in little gems. And may Allah be pleased with him. I don't think he has failed the Black community or communities of color, and I tell you why. He continues to speak through his word and the speeches that he gave. And I feel that if we really listen, if we take time to really listen and to really read and understand what Brother Malcolm said, everything he said, he's given us blueprints on how to take care of ourselves, love our people, speak when the truth needs to be spoken, and not having hair in our tongue. He's told us that. And I feel that in a lot of different ways, the African American community continues to hold that torch of speaking when it needs to be done. And it hasn't, to me, in my experience, again, as an outsider, has been that it has become more and more prominent. That Black folks are, if you're angry, and you're going to say you're angry, and you're going to gather, and you're going to protest, and you're going to, that's how the Black Lives Matter movement started. Someone was upset, did a hashtag, wrote a whole essay, was angry, and I think that's all coming from the teachings of people like Malcolm X. So I don't think that he's failed us. I don't think he failed our community per se. I just think that we need to be reminded constantly.
I think that it's important. I think that it's important that we quantify, angry, because here we go once again when we're talking about Black people. It's like we have to get angry about something, and then you get the stereotype of the angry Black female.
Well, we already had the angry Black man. Now the angry Black female is even worse than him.
Right. And, it's funny how when we talk about activism, it has to go with anger, that word anger, instead of passionate, instead of driven, instead of, determined. It always has to come back to anger. So in speaking about the angry Black female, how important is it for us to take the reins of leadership?
I think it's very important. Nations are birthed and carried on by women. So if we don't do it, we bring a certain flair, a certain gentle touch, I feel, even when we're angry, because we anger out of emotion, and that's just the way that we feel a lot, and we oftentimes make decisions off of a balance of our emotions and what we're feeling, and actual intellect and thought and process. And when you blend those two, you can't have one without the other. And men bring that, straight line thinking, rational. Brothers can be emotional too, but I think you can't have one without the other. And so therefore, for me, if a woman is not present in any movement, then you're failing already.
Wow.
So you need to have that. You need to have that passion and that emotion to be able to guide anything. So for me, if there's only a male-led, if there's only a male-led movement and there's no women behind that, you already know it's destined to not go any further than speaking on something. And for a lot of bringing it back to Malcolm X, Sister Betty was that for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was that for him. I don't think that Brother Malcolm would have been as poignant as he was and as touching as he was if he didn't have her there. You know, she was important to him.
Yeah, it's always a woman behind the struggle, and pretty much any African American struggle that you can name, there's always a woman behind it. So, what would you most like to be remembered for?
Oh my goodness, I have always said that I want to leave a legacy of goodness. I don't want people to remember me for the hijab that I wore or the color lipstick I had. I want people to remember me for the good things that I did for others. And if that means that I do a good deed and I don't tell anyone and it just continues to, replicate in other ways, I want Allah to remember me for those things at the end of the day. And my legacy will be through the work that I do and teaching my son the good things that every mother should teach their child, and I pray to Allah that He continues to replicate that goodness in the world. So, that's
like
anything
one of
that I
those,
would like to be back is goodness.
That's one of those moments. Aww.
See.
Anywho, it's been so good to have you here. Before we get out, tell our listeners how they can get in touch with you.
So you can find me I just switched my Instagram handle because Amir was like, hey, it's time for you to get a little bit more professional. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I've had, my page was private for many years, and now my Instagram handle is open. My page is open. So you can find me at I am Sister Nancy on Instagram. And you can just find me on Facebook, Nancy Abdul-Shakur. I'm there. We are pushing our joint page family project that we're working on and building together, my family and I, at Hijab and Bow Tie. So that's a little bit of seeing our family and how we function, the little things that we're doing together to better the world, one little step at a time. So you can find us on Instagram at Hijab and Bow Tie, or on Twitter at Hijab and Bow Tie as well, and Hijab and Bow Tie on Facebook. So you can find us there.
I am somebody.
All righty then. This has been one of our wonderful brown sisters, guys, in our Black Muslimah Activists series, Sister Nancy Abdul-Shakur. Thanks so much for being here and being a part of the conversation.
Hola.
Oh, hola.
You know what? I'm really super humbled, and I can't wait to hear all the stories and hearing all the other sisters that are on the flyer. I know some of them really well. Sister Nia, I can't wait to hear all the things they have to share. And if you need to know about some of the sisters out here, you can always hit me up and let me know, and I can give you names and contacts.
Look at you. All right, guys. We will see y'all hasta mañana. Hasta mañana.
Hola.
Adios.
What you got? We'll be right back.
Hey, this is your girl Nessie, and you are now listening to Prisonworld Radio Network.
Food for thought. Food for thought.
Food for thought. In the food for thought for today, I've been taking quotes from our Black Muslimah activists on what they feel activism means to them. Our guest today, Nancy Abdul-Shakur, says, and I quote, "Truly, I believe that once we understand that we have more in common with each other as a people, and only then can we begin to change."
People better believe we are human beings.
To see a change.
Care what color you think I am.
You ever meet a stranger and just had a random conversation and then realize how much you actually have in common? That happens to us in so many places that we go. We were actually in Panama City, down at the beach, met this couple, and ended up having a wealth of things in common just by a small conversation that we had.
Talking about that white couple?
Yeah, they were Caucasian.
Well, just tell the people who they were.
They were Caucasian.
I'm saying, it don't matter our skin color. We all do. We're all human beings, so we're going to have something to come, like we all be what you call that stuff? We get allergies. Ain't no just one color that gets allergies.
Right.
Everybody get allergies.
And it affects us similarly, a lot of people. But we are definitely more alike than we are different. And we found that we had a lot of similar things in common with that couple.
Oh, but we ain't alike with when it comes to the way we think.
The husband and I was in the Navy together. We actually went to the same school up at Great Lakes.
What did y'all do in Great Lakes?
We went to naval school. So
what part of the school did he go to? I don't remember seeing him up there.
And then after further conversation, come to find out they live in Atlanta. They lived in South Atlanta.
I don't remember seeing him.
Just more as the conversation progressed. But had we not even had the conversation, we wouldn't have even known about our similarities.
Still suspect.
That's it for the food for thought for this week. So just a few announcements before we go. First of all, I know you guys are bumping your head, bopping your head, tapping your feet and everything. Everything that you hear here is a cappella. A cappella.
What, if they're hearing it somewhere else?
Here, okay? If you would like to submit something, you can send it to prisonworldradio@gmail.com. That's prisonworldradio@gmail.com. Check out our TV show, Lifestyles with Rufus and Jenny. Season 1 is on DVD on Amazon. Season 2, we're currently filming, okay? And episode 1 of season 1 is up on YouTube, and you can find us at RufusandJennyTV. You guys can check out the whole thing and some behind-the-scenes footage and see what you guys are missing with Lifestyles with Rufus and Jenny. Freebird Publishers, check them out for books for your incarcerated loved ones. They also publish books for inmates. Every inmate has a story. We tell people, if you have someone that's incarcerated, they need to write their story. And if you want to get it published, you can check them out. Freebird Publishers, freebirdpublishers.com. They'll help you guys out. Freebird.
Is that like a free jailbird or something?
Something like that.
What kind of stuff is they trying to pull?
Okay. Prison World Magazine. You can go to prisonworldmagazine.com. That's our magazine. We are celebrating 10 years in print.
At least we ain't calling people jailbirds.
But 10 years in print. And you guys can get single issues on our website, prisonworldmagazine.com, or a yearly subscription on Amazon. It is the #1 bestseller on Amazon. And inmates are always looking for something to read. And you guys can gift a subscription to an inmate. Books, and more books.
Why didn't they just call it Jailbird Publishing?
We have books. Surviving Marriage in the 21st Century. That's our book, and it's reached a milestone, 10,000 books sold. You guys can continue to support it. Go out there on Amazon and grab yourself a book. Jobs for Felons, which is resources, people who have a criminal record, struggling, having a hard time. That book is on Amazon. And we are also dropping another one, dropping it like it's hot next month.
I ain't dropping nothing like it's hot.
We're going to drop it like it's hot. Okay. And
I'm going to drop it like it's cold.
And you can find anything that we have that's going on just by going to our website, RufusandJennyTriplet.com. That is us, okay? So advertising and sponsorships available for our radio show. Send inquiries to prisonworldradio@gmail.com. That's prisonworldradio@gmail.com.
Caught yourself, didn't you?
I did.
I heard it.
I did. Remember, you can stay connected. You love to tell everything, don't you? Remember, you can.
I told you, quit calling me Tattletale.
You can't hold water. Remember, you can stay connected via social media. What I like to call.
Hey, I got some secrets, and I don't tell everybody stuff. Let's get something straight around here.
Okay. Well, hopefully, we can get out of here on time, so
I'm
you
trying.
ain't telling nothing else.
I'm trying.
Nothing else. I like to stay connected via the Big Six: Facebook, Rufus and Jenny. Twitter at Rufus and Jenny, IG at Triplet World, YouTube Rufus and Jenny TV, Pinterest Rufus and Jenny, LinkedIn Jenny Triplet. Find me, guys. Come about your business when you're coming to me on LinkedIn. Okay, just be about your business. Okay, the live stream is available on our website. You can go to RufusandJennyTriplet.com, hit the TV and radio tab, and hit the live. Listen live, and you can listen to our live stream 24/7. Our archives are available on iTunes and TuneIn. And if you are stressing your data plan, you can call in. We have a call-in number. You know what that number is? You don't know the number?
1-800-CALL-IN.
No. 701-719-5174. That's 701-719-5174. You can actually call in, put your phone on speaker, hook it up to your Bluetooth speaker, and just let it play. If you have more minutes than you have data, you can actually not stress that data plan and listen to us that way. So there's several different ways that you can listen and catch up on what we're doing and all that good type of stuff. We'd like to thank all of our global listeners around the world. Thanks for tuning in. And our special guest, very special guest, Nancy Abdul-Shakur. Thank you so much. Be sure to join us hasta mañana, tomorrow, for
Stay strong, sis.
For episode 6 in our Black Muslimah Activists series.
Stay in the fight.
This is pretty powerful stuff, guys. It is reaching people in so many different ways, opening conversations, opening doors, all that good stuff. Okay? You ready to ride, dear? You ready to ride?
Depends.
I am your host.
Where I'm going.
Don't stop believing.
Don't stop.
Oh, you gonna try
believing.
it? Okay. I am your host,
Living in a crazy world.
Jenny Triplet, and I am dealing with this believer over here. My co-host.
That's too high for me. Hey, that's too high.
Whoa!
Don't do it, girl. Can we get up out of here?
God is one, and we leave you in peace. DJ, take us home.
Growing up on the streets, I wanted to make a change. Now I have a family and baby. I can't find a job to pay me more than minimum wage. That's no way to make a living. In the middle of the night I see my homies drinking 40s, shooting crap at the corner store. It's a way to get paid. That's a way to make some money. I'm back on the street. I'm back on keeping it real. I'm a real G. See, I make my money right. I'm a real OG. I'm a real OG. I'm back on the street. Making money. I'm making money. Living life in the fast lane is really not the way. Saw my homeboy, he got shot, trying to run a game. My girl, she knows that I really do wanna give her the best things in life that I can't give her. Quick money, a new home, diamond rings, a brand new car. I never want my child to be out in the streets. No easy outs, no guarantees. I'm back on the street. Back on the street, yeah. I'm back on the street. I'm a real G, yeah. I'm back on the street. Back on the street, yeah. I'm back on the street. You see, I make my money right.
Buck Wild is here in your left and your right ear peep. Now that I'm back on the streets, for real, it's time to chill. And all I cared about back in the day was making a deal. Logged out G yesterday, but today's a new day. And when I had conflict, there he lay, I didn't play. When it came to hustling for mine, now it's time to rhyme, make a dime, gotta get mine. Today's the day, tonight's the night. I've opened my eyes and now I'm seeing the light. 5 years out of my life was not fair, they didn't care. I served my time, now I'm out of there. What will I do? It seems like everything's changed. I no longer have to go out and gang bang and slang, and now it's time for me to creep down with Trip, cause Buck Wild's back on the street.
I'm back on, imagine that, it ain't no way I'm going back the street. Back, imagine that, it ain't no way I'm going back. I'm back on, imagine that, it ain't no way I'm going back the street. Back, imagine that, it ain't no way I'm going back. I'm back on, imagine that, it ain't no way I'm going back the street. Back, imagine that, it ain't no way I'm going back. I'm back on. Imagine that. Ain't no way I'm going back the street. Back. Imagine that. Ain't no way I'm going back. I'm back on. Prison World Radio.